Let's talk about Everton. Max Carlyle is from the grand old team. He joins us now. How are you, Max?
Afternoon, gents. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, a real pleasure. And we ask sort of each year, what's the point of Everton, Max? But we do it in a sort of loving way. And you've had a fun summer, haven't you? I mean, is it a summer? I don't know. You've had a fun 2 weeks, whatever this is.
Yeah, I suppose. And I mean, I think you are very right to ask that question as outsiders, I guess, because we've had several false dawns over the last few years. If you think about it, firstly under Roberto Martinez, then Ronald Koeman, and of course Marco Silva. But I mean, now with someone like Carlo Ancelotti, the man's a proven winner, and now you'd like to think with him getting players in that have worked under him in the past, that proven winners themselves, James Rodriguez, Alan, and of course Sikore, who's been on the club's radar for a while. You'd like to think that we've got cause to be optimistic for this new season.
Do you feel, whenever I feel Everton buy anyone really good, I sort of feel they're going to somehow make him mediocre? Do you know what I mean? I don't.
You're saying Everton drag good players down to their level.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying,
Well,
Max?
kind of, Max. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so, and I think it goes back to my first point, really, that we've had several false dawns, and every time a national news outlet has seemed to big us up and had high expectations for it, we've just simply failed to deliver. But as I say, this season in particular, being Carlo Ancelotti's first full season in charge of the club, I really do think it's got a different feel to it. The man is a proven winner. His CV is just impeccable. The clubs that he's been to, Milan, PSG, Real Madrid, and these are all football clubs and organisations that expect nothing but the best, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this can transfer over to Everton in the coming years.
Max, what for you would constitute a successful season? I mean, I think if I'm correct, Everton finished outside the top 10 last season. Not good enough, but are you looking top 6? Do you think you can challenge for the top 4?
Well, personally, for someone like myself who's 22 years old, Everton traditionally are one of the biggest clubs in the country, yet I haven't seen us lift silverware yet. So every year for me it is to try and get to a cup final and get that one step further, really, and win some silverware. But in regards to league positions, I think last season proven, if anything, that those top 6 places are there for the taking. You look at the success of the likes of Wolves and Sheffield United last season and the trouble that they seem to cause up the upper regions of the league. Yeah, I don't see why not. We can't aim at landing a top 6 place.
James Brown was on earlier, big Leeds fan, saying, it's not all about winning, it's about enjoying what you see as well. And I guess that's part of it, right? You want to know, you kind of want Everton to have a way, not a West Ham way, but like a way, like a this is the style of football you're going to play, and I don't know if Everton have had that since the mid-80s.
I guess so. I mean, we've always had that tagline of being the school of science. I think that originated from around the 1960s, and that seemed to come to light under Roberto Martinez when we were playing really attacking football with fullbacks that fly on high up the pitch. And as I say, it was really attractive attacking football to watch. And as I said, we seem to have lost our way under the past several managers. The resurgence that we've had. Obviously, Dunk came as caretaker manager and gave 4-4-2 a go, putting the 2 young lads, Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, up top. And they really seem to have gelled as a partnership up front. In the league, they both delivered 13 goals, I think, last season, 15 in all competitions, which is, a good turnaround considering the age of the 2 lads. And as I say, if you're reinforcing them with new signings of a high calibre, such as Alan, James Rodriguez, of course, who've got a lot of people excited, and Sikore, who's going to add, I think, steel and defensive responsibility to that midfield. I think that not only instills confidence in the fans, but that'll instill confidence in the 2 forwards as well.
Sure. I mean, you've got to be a bit patient, I guess. It takes time for an entirely new midfield to settle, and the expectation, the excitement is so... you just want them to hit the ground running. It's interesting, Spurs today... I was just listening in the Sport. I didn't know anyone could have such a bad record against Spurs in the Premier League, but Everton do. But how do you think it will go today?
Yeah, I mean, statistically, it is quite damning. As you say, I don't think we've beaten Spurs till I think it was 2012. I remember being at the game. We scored two last-minute winners and two last-minute goals, really. But yeah, as you say, we've not. But I think against teams in London in general, I don't think we've got the best of records. But that being said, I don't think Everton have lost on the opening day of the season in the last 7 or 8 seasons. So as you say, Max, it depends entirely how you look on it. And if you've been watching this All or Nothing documentary recently about Tottenham, one of my favourite things that Mourinho tends to say is, as in football, just like in life, and I feel like in football, just like in life, if you've got a bit of positive momentum, I think that goes a long way. And as I say, with the signings that we've brought in, I feel like we're going into this with some positive momentum.
Listen, Max, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Max.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Max Carlyle from the Grand Old Team, Everton podcast. We'll do Spurs.
He said he was 22. I was really jealous.
Oh, that is annoying, isn't it?
So young. He's less than half my age.
I couldn't even talk out loud when I was 22. Someone asked me to come on a radio station at 22. I'd just be like, "Hello, Miss Benson." Exactly.